Okay, plant remains, wood, all sorts. Kimmeridge clay is not that productive. What we normally find in the clays and the shells is actually compressed wood, normally from the tree Araucaria, like a monkey puzzle tree. It's quite common here. In fact, you can see there's a slight polish of this because it's a sort of poor man's Whitby jet in some ways. And this is exactly how jet is formed, like this compressed wood. And that's quite common in the Kimmeridge clay. A lot of it, when you collect it, it actually is waterlogged, and when it dries out, it completely cracks and shrinks and just goes to nothing. You can't really keep the thing. Occasionally, we'll find other forms of sort of like a woody. You can see it's got like stems all across there. It looks like a sort of bamboo. Is that Araucaria? Again, no one's really looked at these things and studied the plant remains, especially from Kimmeridge. We also get things like cones. So there's a small, very small little cone. Okay, some of them are bigger. This is much bigger. This is the internal of a cone. You can see where all the seeds would be in these little pockets here. And there's the exterior there. Easily recognizable as a cone. Araucaria again, possibly. And even bits of the branches. So when you see a monkey puzzle branch, you see they're like thorny ends on this each leaf, is what I might call it. But you can see there's just one side of the these pinnules here of that typical monkey puzzle tree. Plant remains, we get other things like little ferns and goodness knows what. These are from the Kimmeridgian of Scotland. We don't get anything like that at Kimmeridge. But interestingly, we found from the lower Kimmeridge clay near Weymouth a very large tree. It's probably about that round, and it all looked like this, just this black sort of wood that just flakes away. But in the middle, it's had a sort of central core, and what it turned out to be was actually the wood preserved in a different way with different sort of minerals. So here's just a chunk of the wood. You can see it there. This is silicified. It's got silica in it. Where the silica's come from, I don't know. Calcite and goodness knows what. It's preserved it sort of 3D and a beautiful structure to it. We've got massive amounts of this. It really is an interesting sort of, you can see the coaly-like substance just starting to mineralize into something else, and you can see the sort of structure of the outside of it. But this is a really interesting, we've only ever found it once. And no one's really, again, studied it for what it represents. But it's certainly from the soft clays, it has been washed in and got waterlogged. There was no what we're looking for as well, it'd be really interesting, is actually things that burrow into the wood. We've not found anything in the lower Kimmeridge clay that indicates any sort of burrowing at all. Then we get problem fossils. We get some that really are intriguing, because if you look at this one, you can see it's a little woody stem. And it looks like little thorns on the stems. Can you see that? So whatever that represents, there's something quite unique and new. This was in a nodule from the lower Kimmeridge clay near Ringsted Bay, actually. So there's still a lot more to look at with these sort of plant remains. There's typical cone you can see in cross section. That's not from the Kimmeridge clay, it's from the corallian beds, slightly older. Okay, but you can see, you know, these structures haven't changed over the years. You can still recognise that as a modern cone, exactly the same. So that gives you a bit of an overview. Oh, and occasionally you get things like this, which is actually found by a friend of mine. Unfortunately, there's a break across there, because what he did, he didn't recognise it and hit it with a hammer, and then realised actually it's a seed, beautiful seed from some unknown plant or shrub. There you go.
That's all we've got for you today from the Etches collection. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and hopefully we'll see you next time.